Hey guys, this is the USA Raw Vegan Christmas Party. We've got Nate, Lissa, Ceillia, and Kiko. Hi guys.
Hey.
Hello. Thank you, Sky. This is going to be a fun one.
Yes,
thank you for hosting this.
You're welcome. I'm so excited to share all of this. So we are all raw vegans. So we eat vegan food, which is raw, or some do a high raw diet. And we're celebrating Christmas. We have these monthly parties. We come together because raw vegans are all over the world and we're connecting in this spot. So we've each bought some sort of Christmassy recipe. And what I might do is bring each person up to share what they've made and some of the details of it. And I'm going to start with Ceillia because she's new to the party. And you can share a little bit of how you found the raw foods too, Ceillia.
Yes, I would love to. I've been vegetarian most of my life since the age of 6, and I became, much of that time was spent being vegan. Raw vegan, I kind of discovered around 2004 and went sort of back and forth with that. And I didn't have any illness symptoms or anything. I just was really fascinated with the lifestyle. And later on, I started to have some illness symptoms for chronic Lyme and mold toxicity. And so in 2021, I got really serious. Before that, I had kind of gone on and off with raw. 2021, I committed to being fully vegan and high raw. And then it took me a little while to kind of really get into the mode of being raw. And nowadays, I would say it's like 85 to 90% raw, sometimes 100%, like right now, 100%. And it's completely reversed most of my symptoms, most of my illness symptoms. It's been amazing, along with some work that I've done, which I became a practitioner to do that work to help cleanse the cells on a deeper level, kind of going hand in hand with the raw foods.
Amazing, amazing. And Ceillia's been on my channel before, and I've met Ceillia in real life. But yeah, on my channel and shared her journey and healed Lyme's and amazing. So what did you bring today?
Yeah, so today I made this kind of smoothie, which it's a dark glass, so you may not really see it very well, but I call it Blueberry Delight, and it's a blueberry walnut milk smoothie, and it's got basically blueberries, wild blueberries, walnut milk, cinnamon, vanilla, like a vanilla bean powder, and dates, medjool dates. And it's really, and a little bit of water, of course, to blend it. And I also brought a salad, and the dressing I made is an orange. It's like a citrus tahini dressing. It's got whole orange and whole lemon and a bunch of fruit. It's got like mango, peach, pineapple, orange, and the tahini, and then just some herbs added to it. I think I put thyme and some paprika. And yeah, that's the basic idea behind it. And I can show you that it's pretty basic looking, but this is, a big salad here with lots of, I live in Vermont, so at times of the year, we don't have a lot of produce options, but we have a really abundant, like right around now, we have a lot available, and we have a lot of tomatoes year round. They're probably hydroponically grown, but tons of organic produce. So this is like cucumber, tomato, lettuce, and it's kind of a basic salad, some apples, and it's pretty delicious.
Amazing. It looks amazing. That smoothie sounds insane.
It's like my favorite. I've been making it at least a few times a week. I love it. Thank you.
Yum. Okay, thank you. All right, guys. Nate and Lissa, you're up.
All right.
Hey, thanks for sharing that, Ceillia. That looks really, really good. And it's interesting how you said you've been stuck on just kind of making that one over and over again. It's funny how that is. Like not like stuck. Stuck would be maybe not the best word, but we're hooked. We're like, let's have that again. Was that, you want to do that again tonight? Yeah, let's do that again.
Yeah, I know. There's salads that were just like, even almost nightly, we're having it all the time. So as you can see back here, we have 3 dehydrators.
So here's what we've got. I'll grab the forks.
Yes, and this is what we made. And we're going to be making these. Woo! We're going to be making these in our school community. So we have a school community, and we teach live raw food classes in there. Right now it's on sale, $33 a month instead of $47 a month. But it's school.com, SKOOL.com. Just search Raw Food Romance. But we're going to be making these. These are avocado lemon tarts. They are amazing. So what did you make the base of? You think you made it differently? This one?
Yes, the base is basically dates and ground flax. I did put some walnut in there. You could use shredded unsweetened coconut, would be a really nice crust as well. But essentially, it's dates and ground flax. Yeah, with the walnut.
And then for the filling, it's basically avocado and lemon, but we add maple syrup to it. You could put dates, but the maple syrup keeps it green, like that minty kind of avocado green color. So we use maple, avocado, lemon juice. You could put a little vanilla bean powder in there too, but lemon juice and lemon zest, that's what gives it that like tart vibe.
Our recipe here is essentially only for the liquid would be maple syrup
to get it to blend and for the sweetness
and the lemon juice or lime juice, and the zest, but just those two liquids, maple syrup and lime juice or lemon juice. So it's like a really nice lemonade essentially. But then of course you got the avocado,
and it's so creamy pudding like. And you could also make a drizzle over top, which we didn't have any. But what we like to do is mix, like you could juice a pomegranate and mix that in a blender with some dates. Like the juice of one pomegranate, probably about half a cup, with maybe like 5 dates and some vanilla powder. And maybe if you wanted it tart, a little lime juice, blend that up into like a creamy drizzle. And then you could drizzle it on top. So it would be pinkish, reddish green for Christmas colors. And then sprinkle with coconut.
Another cool thing too is if you take that same recipe essentially and you just swap out the fruit juice for a different kind of fruit, like the blueberry or raspberry or strawberry, and it's so simple. It's just the fruit, some dates, a little vanilla bean powder, some lemon juice, and just maybe just a tiny little bit of water. And you can come up with some really awesome drizzles to decorate onto these sorts of things.
Yeah. And so we wanted to show these as well. These are silicone cupcake holders. So hold on. Yeah, I gotta be close to our face. I don't have it hooked up to it's sticking our face out. So these are silicone cupcake molds or cupcake papers. And they're reusable, so it's really cool. You can use them over and over again. What we do is, because these are, in order to get them out of these, you freeze them. So what we do is we make the crust and we press the crust inside the cupcake, and then we fill it with the filling, and then we put these full with the little cupcakes in the freezer for about 2 hours. And then once they're frozen, when you take them out of the freezer, you just peel these off and then put them back in the freezer
right away. Peel them off right away. Yeah, and
so that's a really cool way of getting them in that shape. And then
we've thawed them. They're still a little frozen inside, not too bad.
They take about 2 hours to thaw, unless you put them in the dehydrator or in a sunny spot on the counter. They're about 2 hours to get a good, nice consistency. But these are great to take to, a party or just for dessert.
Wherever you take them, just make sure you save yourself one, because there won't be any left. Guaranteed.
Oh my God, I'm sold. I'm on a flight now. It's so good. And it's like the passion. I didn't go for romance.
Have you guys ever had how your glands get excited here? Like when you eat something really sweet, like sometimes they light up.
Yep, they're doing that right now.
I'm like, they know.
In your household, this is happening often with all that beautiful food. I guess so. I never thought about it. I just get excited, but I'm going to think about this now.
Yes, definitely.
It's cool that you're streaming both horizontal and vertical. Like we need to be like this if we're both going to be in that vertical shot.
You know what? It's good that you're on top of this, Nate. You're like, you guys can see when you stream at your end as well.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
Oh, my head is really close when I lean in. Yes, so anybody watching, if you are watching vertically, you've come onto this vertically, you can actually click on my page and click on my live section and you can watch it horizontally. So some people like to just watch it. Oh, let me bring this up. Sometimes people like to watch it in their phone and some people like to watch it on a TV. That
Ready?
looks amazing.
I mean, who doesn't love desserts? You know what's really fascinating? Maybe Kiko can help us this. What is the name for the second stomach?
Oh yeah, what is the name?
Because
The
there's
Japanese
a
word.
Japanese word for the second stomach, because it's interesting. You can eat a really big meal, massive salad, you know,
And
maybe
you're full. You're like stuffed.
you're stuffed. But then somebody comes around with one of these and you're like, you know what? I think it'll slip in there.
Yeah, we call it betsubara.
What is
That's the
it?
word.
It's about
Betsu,
Letter.
yeah, it's called betsubara, which means another stomach. We have another stomach for sweets. Yeah.
See, I
Yeah.
just think the rest of the world's in denial. They need to come up with a word for second stomach. Like,
right.
I know exactly what you're saying, right?
You know what I mean? Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, ooh, a little bit of lemon ice cream, like sorbet, one scoop, it'll slide right in there. You know,
Yeah.
you're full. Like, that'll fit.
This is so good. I hope.
These are ridiculous. We didn't bring a salad today.
No.
I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have dessert before dinner.
Cupcakes
Hey,
for
you know,
dinner. It's Christmas. It's the time to have cupcakes for dinner.
Mhm,
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
This recipe is also in holiday menu 3. If anyone has that,
Okay.
we made those tarts in there.
Cool.
So I have put your school community up in the comments. So if anybody wants to go check out how they're made, I mean, you'd be crazy not to, because I'm like, I think my glands are like getting excited for in Australia here.
I know that's weird how that works, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna teach this on Saturday in the community.
yeah, we'll show the
Mhm.
recipe. It's a fun recipe. And like, if you have kids or nieces and nephews, I mean, I always think like, we're gonna get the kids involved. It's so fun to make them. You make the crust and you just form them in the cupcake dishes. And
Oh, and we made them for Dr. Rick and Karen Dina because they came over. They flew to Vegas for Thanksgiving. So we had them stay at our house, and they have a little guy. He's 4. And we made these avocado tarts for them. And they were just like, this is the best thing ever.
yeah, because
Like-
they have parties to go to, like birthday parties. And,
Mhm.
you know, not rarely do people eat raw foods, but this gives them an opportunity to have something that they can bring
Mhm.
to contribute to that they can also enjoy themselves. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I know. These are so good.
it's
I think-
ridiculous.
Woo.
I mean, but of course, it's just like, it's sugar and fat. So how can you go wrong, right?
Well, yeah, and raw desserts, like there was a big trend there, right? Like raw desserts aren't like, they're kind of normal. If somebody said, oh, I bought a dessert and it's raw, I almost think that, because there was a trend there. So it's going to seem like very acceptable to try.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, anytime our omnivorous friends try these, they're like, what the
Yep.
heck is in that? And then of course, if we're bringing it, they automatically assume it's going to be like the healthiest thing for them, which yes, this is going to be healthier than, right? The cake's made with lard frosting and stuff, but you know, it is interesting to watch their reaction because they're just like, how is this even real?
Mm.
Oh, amazing. Okay, Kiko, you're up.
Hello, everyone. I'm actually still constructing my food here, but okay. I'll show you what I prepared already, and I already got the great tips from Nate and Lissa because I made the dessert and I used the silicone cup, bigger version. It's apple pie with
Oh.
it's a bit difficult to see, but I was thinking like, how do I bring this, out of the silicone cup because it's kind of soft. So I'm gonna put this in the deep freezer for 2 hours, as Lisa has recommended. Basically, inside, sorry, it's a bit difficult to see. So I made a crumble with dates and walnuts and pecan, and then I had 2 layers of cinnamon apple, marinated with lemon. And yeah, I did 2-3 layers with crumble and apples, and topped it with again the same crumble, and I just put this pecan nuts on top. And because it's a Christmas season, I put the coconut powder, like a snowflake.
I love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna put it in the deep freezer, so it's easy for me to bring take it out. Thanks, Nate and Lisa, for the tip. And this,
You're welcome.
I'm going to show you something. I'm so excited. This is the Christmas
Wow.
Mm. Mwah.
It's
So good.
exciting to make this. I'm still in construction because let's
Construction.
see. Yeah, so
I want to hang that on the door for the wreath, the Christmas wreath. And people could take off some as they come in. They're like, oh, cool.
Attracting rabbits.
And it smells so good. So yeah, it's
That looks rad.
basically salad. And I added quite a few cruciferous veggie. We have a lot of cruciferous veggies here in Japan. Like this one is called wasabi na. So it tastes kind of like wasabi.
Oh my gosh, I would love that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have it, but it's in season now. So it's spicy and it adds a nice flavor to the salad. And then I added let's see. This is red radish, tomato, the purple onion, and this one is the sprouts. Maybe it's radish sprouts. And then I added some spinach, and then this is some paksai, Chinese cabbage,
Ooh.
it's called, yeah. And then I added some fermented foods. This is daikon with koji. Do you guys use koji?
Love koji.
Oh, it's so good. It's sweet. So instead of just adding salt, I marinate it with koji salt, and I added a bit of seaweed, which is just the typical way of making pickles here in Japan. So yeah, so I'm gonna be making salad dressing while others talk. So that's it. But it's so exciting.
That is so amazing.
Love it.
Thank you.
It really
That
is
sounds
amazing.
it sounds like a microbiome powerhouse of a salad.
A
Yeah.
reef, a
Beautiful.
microbiome reef.
Yeah.
Microbiome, Ruth. Yeah.
You know, it's
Merry
not
microbiome.
yeah, yeah. This is something I eat every day, but it's just the way of decoration makes it a huge difference. And I thank you so much for allowing me to share this, because it excites me and it's so good for me. And yeah, and I love this community, so thank you.
I love that how you said you get so much enjoyment out of making it and presenting it like that. And it's so fascinating how if we were to just take the extra 10 to maybe 15 minutes to plate it up where it really looks like top-notch 5-star restaurant style stuff, there's a different feeling that we have when we sit down to eat ourselves, as opposed to if we were to just toss it in a bowl like haphazardly. Just taking that extra time.
Yeah,
We eat with our
that-
eyes.
Yeah. When I was healing, I like at rock bottom, that was huge to me. So I guess most of my life, you always and I guess social media can be used for good and bad, right? Is you always see these girls that have salads and they're doing yoga and they're by the beach and they're playing with their children or dogs and I was always, and I guess at rock bottom where I had nothing, you've only got things to gain. And I was like, well, what if I start acting like that? You know, it's one thing to sit around continually wanting a life like that, but if you want it, I'm assuming you're feeling better, Sky, with food. So presentation and joy in the food was like that start for me. And then it made me feel better. Like it makes you feel it, like, I know my mind was pretty broken, but it was like clinging on to hope, right? And so I believe that if I started to feel good and enjoy that, I would get to the next step, which is, you know, go for a walk. And I did get there. And it's like my heart. Like I don't really enjoy myself, my life as much if I throw lettuce on a plate with tomatoes, scoff it down and rush off. Like part of me getting the life I wanted was doing the ritual, and it still is to this day.
Love that. Love that. I know the presentation is everything when you're making it and you're putting everything in, especially since we don't have very many options for raw vegan restaurants or what have you. You have to make the restaurant food at home. That's why when Nate and I, for our 5-year wedding anniversary, this was last summer, we made sushi together in the kitchen. And we made these like massive plates of sushi with like 4 different sauces and everything. And then we had them all plated up. And it was like, I feel like we just ordered from a fancy restaurant.
Gosh. Like I was starting to kind of even get a little teary-eyed just because I was like, this would be $150 per person if we were to go to an upscale, like awesome restaurant that was to make super amazing raw sushi. Like this is there's nowhere in the world you can get this. But it's interesting too how we sometimes can take the time to prepare something for someone else so much nicer, and the different kind of effort or energy we put in that as opposed to doing it for ourselves. Because you know, it can be you're in a rush, like I just need to eat something real quick, yada yada. But I know there is definitely, you know, if time is if you have the time, because, you know, there's a lot of people with fast-paced lives, they can't take that extra 10 minutes to plate it up super, super nice. But the more you plate it up nice, the quicker it is to plate it up nice. Yeah. And it just has a different feeling when it's just, even just putting like just one tomato that you cut open, it looks like a heart on top of the salad, does something more than just toss in a bunch of tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's so true. And that's why I love having my once a week pop-up cafe. And, you know, I started my pop-up cafe in Kyoto once this year. And in the beginning, I was so nervous because, believe it or not, the presentation was one of the challenging part. Like I was always good preparing good meals. Like everyone loved what I prepare. And they always say, oh, Kiko, you should open your restaurant, la, la, la. But the presentation was always challenging for me. And they always said, you know, Kiko, this tastes really good, but you need to work on your presentation because this looks just like a mug. You know, I never knew how to present it. And I, you know, thanks to this community, I worked on my presentation. So, and being part of this party every month, it helps me to present it better. And yeah, preparing for others, like when I prepare for my cafe once a week, people are now reserving for my cafe, and that really helps me, you know, to oh, okay, well, Lissa and Nate is coming, let's say, you know, tomorrow, and then, you know, I can pour my love, like extra love. It's like, oh, I think they would like this spice better, and yeah, it's just so, it just fills me with so much love preparing for others. It's just, and I put the nice music, and yeah, it's really lovely. And it's one of the reason I don't go to a restaurant, even if they were able to prepare just salad for me, because I know that kind of energy goes into the food, right?
Yeah, and we spoke about this, right? That study that was done where there was a whole lot of animals that were being fed, which is terrible, are being fed something which is going to cause high cholesterol, and to see, you know, get their cholesterol high and then try medication, or it was some sort of study, right? And there was an anomaly in this study. One of the groups that was basically being poisoned, cholesterol kept lowering and being normal, and lowering and being normal. And they're like, what's going on? And they found out that the people feeding them were feeding them and holding them and playing with the animals. They were the only group and got really attached, like looking forward. And these animals didn't get sick. And so it's so important that I remember there's also a saying that says let somebody you've had a fight with make your food, because they're kind of like putting that in. And this study, and if anyone's interested, I post it often to my story. I sent it, Kiko, someone was asking about it, I think, and I sent it to you. Was it?
I don't remember that. Maybe I.
Oh, somebody asked for someone. We were at a party last time, and somebody asked about it, or maybe a live. Maybe it was Tony, and I sent it to somebody who was really interested in that because they were having cholesterol problems. So it's more than like just the food, right? We've got to be mindful of like how we prepare it and the love we put in.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
so
great.
true.
And everyone who comes to my cafe, they have no idea about veganism, nor just raw vegan. They have no idea, but they all say like, "Oh my God, I feel so satisfied. I don't need
Mm.
dinner today, and I feel so good." And they're sort of this addicted with this feeling good that they would keep coming back.
I love that. We had a friend that, well, he became friends of ours. We met him in the Whole Foods parking lot, and he drives the same truck that we drive. So I went over and started talking to him about his truck, and we just started exchanging, information, different mods that we've done and whatever. And so he is like, hey, I'm going to do a 4x trip with a couple of the friends. You guys want to go? We're like, yeah, sweet. So we went and we brought our raw vegan taco setup, tostadas. We didn't have the taco shells. We had the tostada shells. And they're like, yeah, we know you're vegan and everything. We're going to grill up some burgers at the end of the trail. We're like, yeah, cool, whatever. You guys do what you got to do. So when we get there, I pull out the awning, we got the tailgate out. I'm busting out some music. I'm making some like carbonated spritzers. We're chopping up some fresh salsa, making some fresh guacamole. We have the sauces, and we threw down these tostadas, and we had the fiesta rice, which is a bloomed black rice. Everything was raw, and so we were like, here, make yourself one. This is how we like to make it. So they make it, and that converted them. They drove home, and the dude calls me. He's like, Nate, like I still feel so full, but I feel so good, man. Like he was tripping out.
They didn't even make their food there. They ate our stuff.
Yeah.
So
and
we saved some animals.
And they were blown away at the taste. And of course, the energy, like everything is energy. And it was just really neat to see someone just be that wowed by something that we think is like pretty simple. We're like, oh, this is super simple. It's like a higher fat meal, because we got guacamole and the cashew cheeses and whatnot. But man, that right there, like, dude got the bundle and started because he's always seen our wraps. And so I'm like, no, bro, like you got to get a dehydrator and you got to get the blender, just follow all the steps. So he bought all the stuff. He's making the wraps, bringing him to school, bringing him to work. He's a plumber, right? And so it's just so cool to see what one meal, and of course the energy behind that meal, because we were just having a great time. We're chilling down by we were at the Colorado River, and it just changed his whole tune.
They're so lucky. Oh my God. Everyone is so jealous of your friend.
Oh,
There's some food for you guys.
Yes.
One day.
It's coming.
Yes. Hey, JJ, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much. Sorry about that. Usually I'm able to get out a little bit early on Mondays, but we were in a meeting and I couldn't skip away without being noticed. Hopefully my boss isn't watching. I threw this together really quick because of the time constraints, but I made a little cabbage tree. I'm like, I'm gonna get kicked out for this, but you know what? It's edible, and it's definitely I'll bring the decorations to the parties, right?
JJ, can you bring it a little closer? I want to take and maybe turn that. Oh my God, that's so creative. Can you turn maybe turn around like little?
You know what? It's only one-sided.
Oh,
Sushi comes in the bag. I
That's
love
even
that.
better, right?
I love it. Do you know what? I drizzle cashew cheese or cream over that and call it like, I'd be like so set. I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
amazing.
excited to
Everybody
eat it. Actually, I love
Yeah.
carrots and well, the
With the side
cabbage.
of
I might,
Kiko's
have to
ferment.
put in a
Oh.
salad or something. But yeah,
Oh.
I was like, I don't want to
Mhm.
come empty-handed, but I don't really have the time.
I
I
love
thought
it.
today to get anything prepared, but I was gonna make like a festive salad anyway. My dishes
Hey,
are so
that's as festive as it gets right there.
That's a win.
That's a win.
exactly right.
Yes. So
I was like, at
someone-
least they'll get a laugh out of it, right? Oh, and I was gonna bring my dates. Remember, they
Date
didn't make
night.
it.
Oh, yeah.
The salad.
Can
Didn't
you
make
bring a date?
it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Me and Sky have been on the date puns for a while because
Oh.
it happened in one of the live streams, and then it's just like I can't stop now.
Yeah,
That's
see, I used
fun.
to do disability support work, and it was my birthday, and two of my clients said, before you go out, can you come over to my house? And they quickly threw me this like package and a card saying, will you be my date? And I looked at them and I'm like, will you be my date? Open the bag. It was this bag full of dates, because there's this running joke, like when I worked with them, there was like, Sky, have you got your dates in your bag? Because I always would have dates with me. And so
That's
I
awesome.
went to the date night, who's your date? So
They are so good.
Dates
and
are
so
life.
they're amazing. Blueberries were the baubles. That's right?
Yes, blueberries and carrots were the little streamer, and I actually had a cucumber as the little star, but it kind of started coming apart. So I was trying to save it from the cats. He was very interested. I think he was ready to knock it over a little while ago.
Well, they climb trees, right? So he's probably like, is this a tree I can climb?
Right.
Right.
He probably at one point he was small enough that would have been when he was a kitten, but I think he would just take it out now. They don't like things on tables for some reason. I always tell him he helps me keep the house cleaner than I normally would, because he'll just come along and tap everything off the table. If it's got a lot of like an empty bottle, boom, it's gone.
I love it. With his paw.
Yep.
Yes, it's just so cute. Like I don't know how to. They're like little soccer players. I don't know what to
Totally.
call it. But I love cats.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Us
Us too. Yeah, we have 3.
Do you? I have 2.
Yeah. If one of them comes around, I'll pick one up.
Yeah. Dinner time is soon, so they'll be coming out here pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, my turn. Hey guys,
Yes.
okay. If you guys saw yesterday, I jumped on a live, and I am very confident with savory. I think my palate, I'm a very savory girl. I do, it comes very naturally. Now, growing up, my mum was good like that too with recipes. But when it came to anything sweet, it was the Cheesecake Factory. We're getting like a cake. That's how it was. So I think I got my own anxiety about making desserts. So thanks for the moral support yesterday on the live. I wanted to combine macadamias and mangoes. Can you see that?
Ooh.
Oh,
Make,
that's
like,
pretty.
cheesecake. It's sea moss gel,
It's amazing.
macadamias, mangoes. I did make another batch with some maple syrup in it. This batch doesn't have it. The base is actually my nut milk pulp with dates. This is like my first time making a nut-based dessert. I have done books with desserts, just with fruit, but I was like nervous about it. It looks like it turns out really well. There's mango and macadamias on top.
Oh, that looks
Oh,
so
that
neat.
looks
amazing.
Like little
incredible.
cheesecakes.
Yeah.
I dropped
I'm
like
glad I went first and didn't have to follow you.
Yeah. so
$18 to
let me-
$20 each. I'd pay $18 to $20 for one.
Yeah, so they're like little.
Are we bidding? I'll go 21.
Oh,
No, I'm just thinking like, if you went to a raw restaurant and you saw
Yeah.
those and the price tag was like $18, $20,
You
like,
wouldn't think twice. You'd
yeah,
be like,
you'd
okay.
yeah, let's get 2.
oh, sure. Okay, so we got some going on here. Breakfast meat. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Oh,
All right.
well done, guys.
Nice work.
Oh,
What
That's
time is it over there
really
right now?
it is 9:45
On
in the
Tuesday.
morning. Yes.
Yeah, you're in the future. We're still back in Monday over here. So
We are, but the future looks bright, guys.
I have little mini cheesecakes in my future.
oh, that is
Yay.
awesome.
I don't know if there'll be any
work.
left. So I also made another batch. Hang on. Just because I didn't know amounts. I'm all new to this sort of stuff. And so I made a log. I want to give this one has maple syrup in the base, because talking about making food for people, it brings me so much joy to make food, especially for my niece, because if she likes it, she's also getting healthy. And then she goes home and she asks the mum to make things and all that sort of stuff. So this is like, I'll show you the mold as well I made for my little cheesecakes, but I've made like another one in a log, and I'm going to make bars, like cut them up and give them to my niece. But this one's a bit sweeter with maple syrup. But to be honest, like the mangoes in Australia right now, this is my favorite time of year. Lissa, you would love it here right now. You'd love it here anytime. But the mangoes, oh my God. Amazing.
Lucky.
Okay, but this, sorry, I just walked away then. But this is from, I know that you guys don't have Kmart anymore over in America, but we have Kmart, and we buy, most people here use it to buy. It's like a go-to place. It's just a mold, but you could use cupcake.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a mold where you just put it in, and I just kind of pressed it down into the bottom, the blended dates with the pulp. And then I did that. Then I blended up the cream, poured it on, and just put it in the freezer. And yeah, it's turned out amazing.
So good.
That was amazing. What is the pulp? Can you say that again? What?
So I make nut milk. How I make it is I just put the nut of choice and I rotate. But hemp is a favorite. Almonds are a favorite. I've done macadamia. So I just put it, blend some nuts and water. And once that's blended up, I put it through a nut milk bag, just like a cloth bag or a mesh bag. And the pulp I just add up in the freezer over time. And so I took it out of the freezer, added dates to that pulp, and then squished that down the bottom. But you could use any nuts like pecans or walnuts and blend it with dates and use that if you don't have the pulp.
That's
what
amazing.
a great way to utilize your pulp too, and to save the pulp, because nuts are expensive, and you're milking them or juicing them or whatever you want to call it. But to save that pulp and to use it in something in a future recipe is so key, because it's not bad. It just doesn't have the.
Did you say you added something to the mango also?
Love.
There was plenty of love, excitement, and nervousness. But we got there. Mango, it was like 1 cup of macadamias to 2 cups of mango, blended, and then sea moss gel to make it like a cheesecake ice cream.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
And that's it.
Pass
But
one over.
I'm sending it your way. We can do a cupcake trade. We could open a cupcake
I would love
shop.
to try that.
Look out, Crumble. We can start our own.
I was just trying to think of something to do with some walnut pulp that I have left, and I'm definitely going to try that.
The combo
There
of
you
mango
go.
and macadamia. If you even freeze the macadamia nuts and blend it with some frozen mango, a little bit of water, maybe maple syrup if you like it sweeter, or dates. The base, if you saw my live, it was like, I tried it. It was like the best ice cream I'd ever had. It was so good.
This is the Australian mango.
Wow.
Mango. Let me bring you up while I get my mangoes.
Yeah.
My mangoes, we can compare mangoes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so this is for it's the first time
mango.
I see Australian mango. The only mangoes we see from abroad was Mexican mango. And then we started to see Palestinian mango. And when I saw the Australian one, I was so excited. But I don't know. I think it does. I don't. Sky, does your mango
A bit longer.
mango? Does
A
it
bit longer.
smell really good?
It will smell really good, but I would leave that a little bit longer.
Yeah, I had one and it was kind of tasteless. So it's cold here, so I hope that it would
Yeah.
sure.
So I've got this one here. I've got some here. These are this time of the year as well for me. It's gone. See, these are perfect. Like how I like them. I like a little bit of tang. When I know some people like them really soft, so I prefer having my mangoes towards the end of spring and Christmas. I find once it hits like towards the end of summer, you get them and they're just sloppy straight away. And I know lots of people like that, but it's just they ripen so fast. So there's like, for me, there's a period of time where like mangoes are top tier, and then you freeze them. If they start going sloppy, you freeze them and make like a mango gelato and stuff. But these like, and putting the, like, I think I'm in like peak season. So this dessert has turned out like so amazing. I'm actually hoping like on Christmas Day, I'll take it.
How much
Oh, yeah.
does the mango taste in Sydney? Like that?
Sorry?
How does the mango taste? She said.
Is that what you said? How does it taste and how does it
How much?
cost?
How much does it
Oh.
take? How much does it cost? Sorry.
So I actually
Oh.
don't know. I can tell you how much they generally cost, but these ones I don't know because I buy off a guy in bulk. So like I put in my order and he gives me a price for what I've ordered.
That's cool.
Now, when it comes to, I usually just go to a fruit market and get a box of, I think it's like, is it 10? I think it's 10 mangoes. I'm just trying to think, they're all lined up. It'd be 10 mangoes or maybe 12 mangoes. And that can be anywhere from $20 up to like $35. And it can like, you can go 1 week and it can go all the way down to even like $17, $11. It just depends on like I guess how much they're getting and how much they've got to move. So let's say on average, that's a box, $20 to $25, I think. I used to buy boxes and just live off it for days.
That's so cheap. So each mango could cost like $2-3.
Or maybe that is a bit, maybe that is expensive. I don't know, maybe.
No, it's very cheap.
I don't know.
So we have I think
I think
the
that's
best
12. I think the box has, sorry to interrupt you, I think that's for 12 mangoes, not 10. I'm pretty sure because 10 is too small when I line it up. It could even be
quite cheap.
15 small. Yeah, because we get this like influx of so many. Sorry.
No, it's because so I've tried many different kind of mangoes. You know, I lived in Costa Rica and like I Nepal, and they have excellent mangoes. But I do think the best mango is Japanese from Miyazaki. And about this size, it would cost about $50.
What? For one mango?
Yeah, but it's
Wow.
outstanding. I mean,
Jesus.
it smells
Wow.
so good that you when we order it during the summertime when it's available, and my husband and I, when we eat, like we just melt. And I don't like to throw away the skin because the skin smells so good that
Yeah.
I just want to let it sit, and my whole room smells like paradise. So yeah,
Wow.
So
Miyazaki
good.
mango.
You know, I was thinking, Kiko, you could probably like sleep with that mango, like, you know, spoon it. And that way, you know, the warmth will like help it ripen up a little faster.
It's true.
So that mango, it looks like an Art E2 mango or a Calypso mango. Which one is it?
The type of
Kiko?
mango you're
Yeah, there's no such thing as an Australian mango. It's like RE2 or Calypso or, I mean, there's like, yeah, it looks like one of those.
I
Which-
don't know.
This is, I can't think of what this one, this is like my favorite. It starts with C, I think.
There's one
Yeah.
we call honey mango, but I don't think it's actually what it's really called. But you know, the yellow, smaller
Yeah,
ones.
the honey
Is that
mango.
what they're-
Those are really
Oh,
good.
Calypso.
They're
I
good
think
too.
it's the Calypso.
Oh,
Sorry to
Ah,
interrupt.
Calypso.
One of
They're
the
my
best
favorite.
ones that we've ever had over here is the Keat mangoes.
Oh.
They're big, green, like massive green, and we let them soften up like a good ripe avocado, and they are the best mangoes ever. And you know what was really cool was for a while we had a dollar store, and the dollar store would sell them for $1, and we would go in and buy like,
That's
yeah, we
amazing.
would buy 40, you know, and these things are legit
Like they're the size of your head.
as big as my
You're
head.
kidding.
And people would be like,
Wow.
"You own a restaurant?" And we're like, "No, we just really love mangoes." So another key tip for whoever's listening or whoever's listening to this afterwards, if you have that posted like that, is to make friends with your produce managers so they can call you and be like, "Yo, we got that shipment of mangoes in," and then you'd be like, "I'm coming."
That's too funny.
100%.
I've had people at the produce section like that before because of sprouts. I was getting once these organic sprouts they would get, and they're like, "We have them." As soon as I walked in, so I kept
Oh.
asking.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Hey, so someone said that put the mangoes in the paper bag with the bananas, right? So
Yeah, I do
I
that with
I
avocados.
right. I have a question. So I got this from Costco and it looks ripe, right? But because
Mhm.
it's cold, this is I don't know which country it was coming from, but when I opened it, when I peeled it off, it's not inside is not ripe. You know what
Interesting.
you don't know what
Hmm.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. So summertime it ripens really well. Yeah, Lisa.
It could be the cold,
Mhm.
and especially damage. Sometimes if the bananas are jostled around a lot or managed a lot, sometimes that can cause the extra bruising, even though they're not actually ripe inside. It damages the skin. And the cold actually does that. You can actually take a banana that's like, a yellowish green, and if you put it in the fridge or freezer, even worse, it'll turn brown like really
Yeah.
fast. So it could
Oh,
just
yeah.
be, yeah, it could just be the cold, I would say, that's making it. But it's hard to tell when it's actually
Yeah.
ripe, when
So
skins
yeah,
change. So yeah.
so I just have to wait a lot longer, I guess, right? Maybe
True,
touch it.
but another thing that based on the newest research that's out there, because I'm a microbiome nerd, even if you eat it unripe, you're still getting the resistant starch in there, which is actually really beneficial for the microbiome. So eating unripe bananas is actually okay.
That's
So on
true.
that, Lissa, I was just going to say on that, you notice that people who aren't raw or aren't on a higher fruit diet gravitate towards green bananas. I remember reading somewhere it's because the type of starch suits their microbiome. Like we're drawn, it's not that they're a bad person, it's that if you give them the really sweet ones, it's too much for them. But as people eat more fresh foods, they gravitate towards sweeter and we get attracted to them. And I found that really interesting.
That's true because me and Dawn, we eat like totally different bananas. Like once they get too ripe, she's like, "You'll have to eat these," and I'm like, "That's what I've been waiting for," because she likes them almost like with a little bit of green and the dates. Like she almost passed out one time when I gave her a date, and like she's like, "How are these? How do you eat these? They're too sweet, like a medjool date." And I'm like, "They're not that sweet to me." But yeah, it's true. And she eats like a lot of raw food too, but like more savory.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how our microbiomes can kind of dictate in a way which ones we like more than others. But yeah, it's totally okay to have, if they're not quite ripe, Kiko, you can totally have it anyways.
Thank you.
But
I remember when you read my microbiome test, that was one
yeah.
of the things that you said that, oh, you should be eating a little more like green bananas. That's good for you. So I guess it's meant to be. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is so interesting. Okay, so I was going to ask people what people are doing for Christmas, because I know that a lot of people have difficulties out there with raw Christmas. So, Lissa, you look excited. Do you want to start with what you guys are doing for Christmas?
So yeah, this holiday, we are having Nate's boys over, and one of his boys, Jacob, has a girlfriend, so she's coming as well. So they're flying in on the 23rd, and then we're going to spend Christmas with them. But because we're a vegan household, everything will be vegan, obviously. And they'll eat some raw.
And we tore out our stove and
Yeah.
microwave because we grow microgreens over there. So there's really no way that they can cook food here. No, we do have an Instapot and we have a electric tea kettle.
Yeah, so they can make some stuff, and we'll probably make some stuff for them, like rice, lentils.
I was actually contemplating getting like a single burner gas stovetop, you know, just like for camping. And that way, you know, like if they wanted to do some stir fry or something, you know, we've got a couple pans, they could make up some things. But you could do a lot of stuff with the Instapot. But they know when they come here, they're pretty much SOL. They're eating raw food.
Yeah, they're eating raw food. And if they want something else, they can go. I mean, we live right on Fremont Street, and there's like vegan pizza places. Like there's a lot of like vegan options at a lot of the restaurants here in Vegas.
There's one actually right down here. It's a really cool
pie.
It's a really cool coffee shop. It's called The Parlor.
Oh yeah.
And it's all vegan, and it's, you know, of course, like comfort food style, right? But yeah, I definitely want to turn them on to go down there for breakfast one of these mornings or something like that. But we're going to do an escape room, and it's been 5 years since we've had them actually on Christmas, like where they're here Christmas morning. Normally we would have them on New Year's. So it's going to be really fun.
Yeah. So we have our tree. You can see in the background, we have our tree up. We put that up right after Halloween. So we've had it up for a while, and we just actually went Christmas shopping this morning. We've got one more Christmas shopping day on Wednesday, and then I think we should be good. But yeah, we're going to make probably the meatloaf, because that's like a classic one. I always like to make that. And maybe like the raw stuffing, and we'll make these avocado tarts for sure, because they're gonna love these.
Definitely.
But yeah, like, you know, for them, definitely having some options like making rice on the side so that they can add to their meal will be really good. But yeah, salads, like Nate said, they know if they're coming to our house, they're eating raw. So
well, look, at least they hit the jackpot. Like out of all, people inviting them over.
Yeah, imagine if they were coming to my house, right? Like a salad again. Thanks, JJ. Right?
It's a date.
Yeah, I have seen your raw meals.
Totally,
they're amazing. Those wraps. I mean, like,
thank you.
I've never seen anything like it.
They're life-changing. They really have just, they've been so handy, because we would normally pack our bowls and bring our salads all chopped up in one Tupperware, like wet ingredients, you know, toss in another, or we would cut those wet ingredients like the cucumber, tomato on the site. But having it all in the wrap ready to go, and you have the paper around it. I don't know. There's just kind of a vibe that it has, just eating with your hands, like a sub sandwich or something, you know?
Yeah. And we'll take them on a hike, probably make wraps for everybody.
Totally.
And we'll go on a hike and stuff. So yeah, those are really cool. And we like we said, we like to over deliver, and you know, we like to make beautiful presentations and stuff. So
what's interesting though is I know they respect it, and they can and they enjoy it, but it's not the same level that it would be for like another raw food enthusiast, right?
Like if you guys were coming over, it would be a different story.
You know, so it's going to be fun. It'll be great to see, you know, all of their reactions at one time. You know, it's fun that way. But yes, that's what we're doing.
That's great. You know,
Awesome.
I have to say also that wrap is so amazing that I always make caramelized onion wrap. That's my favorite.
My
It's
favorite.
so easy and it's excellent. Like onions are excellent, right? And it's a great way to incorporate. And what was it? Quercetin?
And the onions.
Yeah, onion has a lot of quercetin, which
I think so.
helps.
Quercetin, yeah.
The red onion, the purple onions.
Yeah. So I like adding. Sometimes I would add a bit of peels as well in that wrap, the caramelized wrap, because it's excellent. It has so much nutrition in it. And when I get a lot of produce, I like making that wrap, because for some reason in that, when you make the wrap, the salad keeps it so fresh. Have you found? Do you find it? It's like
it's like an osmotic hit. It's like the liquid that's in the vegetables like rehydrates the wrap just enough to be like perfect.
Makes it softer.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, like I would add some ingredients that it would usually go bad within a few days, but if I keep it in that wrap, it would just stay long. So I usually stuck them in my fridge. So, if I have to go for somewhere at the last minute, and that's just perfect backup for me. So thank you so much. I love you guys, really. You can
Oh, we love you too.
I love you too. That caramelized wrap is
Mhm.
absolutely incredible. It's my hands down favorite out of every single wrap. There's 34 of them in the book, but it's my favorite. I mean, just for like what Kiko says, it's so durable. It tastes so good. It's super simple to make. I mean, they're all amazing. We're going to be doing a V8 one here pretty soon, which is really good. But I don't know. I'm always drawn towards that caramelized onion one. And we always say like second day wraps are best, right? Because it does kind of soften up slightly, depending on your moisture level.
As
Right?
long as you don't put tomatoes in there.
Yeah, no tomatoes,
We only put tomatoes in the ones we're eating like right then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could always
I'll
do
have
like
to
a
try that
Christmas-
onion one. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
No, I was going to say that I just got the newest bundle, but I had gotten another one, probably a couple of them back, and it was the one that had the hand salads. And I've tried a couple of them, the American burger, I think it was, but I didn't know. It's nice to know that the onion is a favorite, because I was trying to decide which one I'm going to make next. And the other one that sounded really good to me, as far as the wrap part, was the everything bagel. I think it's.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that's the other one.
That's the one we make the most.
That's the one we make the most.
And the reason being is, well, it tastes amazing. It smells like onion bread.
We've got it memorized.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I know we went to this retreat with Chef AJ, and we were just eating the salad and, having salsa and some guacamole for the dressing and fruit, throughout the day.
It
And
was
for breakfast.
at a resort, so it was pretty limited for raw.
Stuff. And so then we're like, well, it's, 3 days in, let's go grab one of our wraps, and just pulling it out, like instant dopamine hit, salivating, because it was fresh. It was like fresh onion bread. It smelled like a fresh bagel.
Yeah.
I
And
can
it was
practically smell it just by you describing
Oh
it.
my gosh. And we put some of our, see? So we put the cashew, smell-o-vision, put the cashew cheese in, stuffed it right there at the table. And then, of course, people were like, where did you get that? And we're like, yo, this is contraband. We brought it in with us. Like, you can't buy these.
Mix around.
Start selling them out of the back of the suitcase.
Right. We're planning on hopefully going on a cruise this summer for celebration for our 7-year wedding anniversary, and we're going to be taking the wraps on the cruise with us. Thank you. So it'll be really fun. We'll do a video for you too.
Nice.
But they're so easy to travel with. Like, put them in your check-on bag or even your carry-on. They've let us through.
Yeah, unrolled. Just the
plain.
flat plain wrap. I have tried to go into Mexico with wraps already pre-rolled, filled, and they made me throw them away. They wouldn't even let me eat them.
What?
I'm like, can I just?
And they don't let wraps.
For those
in?
watching,
What's
these are
going
food
on?
wraps.
These are food wraps. But I was so bummed. I'm like, are you serious? I can't just eat like one real quick. They're like, nope. I'm like, oh my gosh. I should have said like I was a diabetic or something. Like I have to have my food. Because I had to throw away 8 of them, you guys. And they were the tuna fish wraps.
Oh, no.
And the tuna
I'm
fish
sure
wraps
they
with-
didn't throw
with
them
the
away.
tartar
They all
sauce.
had a big party for dinner. They pulled them out
Oh my
of the
gosh,
bin
but-
and party with your wraps.
Like,
at
do
the
you know whose
border.
wraps these are?
But they let me in with the unrolled wraps. I had like a dozen of those or like 16 of those, which thank goodness, because then I was able to go to the store, get stuff to fill them and roll them fresh for my friends there.
Yeah. But usually they're totally cool with you taking just like the unfilled ones.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like domestic flights within the US, they
Right.
don't care. You can take them. We've taken them to Canada.
I would imagine even in your own country, like
yeah.
Sky, if you were to roll them, and just you needed to go to a different part of Australia, I bet they wouldn't say anything. You know?
Even international's fine. You just can't step off the plane with anything. Like they're very like, because when you travel, like I just traveled, I think it was 23 hours, like through New Zealand and back out to. And so I was like, I could not do that without my own food. I mean, they give you a little fucking fruit. But I was going to say, you guys should do, I don't know, you might have already done it, a rosemary wrap with cranberry sauce or something for Christmas, like a Christmas theme wrap.
There is. Let me just grab the book.
It's so good.
See, I knew she'd be onto it.
Nice.
Wow.
We're thinking of making it for the kids when they're here for the holiday, for sure. I know it's a fun one, the Thanksgiving wrap, we call it. I think that's the name.
Imagine if you were given as a gift, would you wrap the wrap? Would you like double wrap?
Right. Hey, you know, it's double wrap. It's double wrap.
We can
Like
do
a
a wrap
Chipotle.
while we're rapping.
Oh yeah, we could rap about it. I
Wrap
like
it
that.
out.
Oh my God. You know,
Yes,
I have to say,
out.
yeah, it's so beautiful. I
Very
have to say also, Lisa
look
and Nate, you know, I make this all the time when I have this, I work as a tour guide, and I always make it, and my clients always ask me, oh my God, that looks insane. Where do you get it? I want to, you know, I want that same wrap. And it's like, well, you know, I have to order from my cafe. Yeah, so thank you again.
Yeah. Come on down to the cafe.
Yeah.
I'll make it fresh for you.
So this is our hand salads wrap book. You can get this on Amazon. Just go hand salads, Melissa Maris. You should be able to find this on Amazon. I don't, unfortunately, think that they print it in Australia because of the paper. There's like some stipulation with the paper.
It's gold lined paper. So
Well,
you know.
it should be.
but-
No, it should be.
Not really.
I know, but look at this. This is the holiday feast.
Oh,
There it
yeah,
is, the
see,
holiday
oh,
feast.
wow. All over that.
Yep. So this
It's
is the holiday
amazing.
feast, and it's a festive. It's a pumpkin, celery, onion, ginger, date wrap.
Ooh.
There's sweet potato patties that you would make as one of the fillings.
So good.
There's a
my
holiday
God.
cashew cheese spread with cranberries and jalapeno.
So jalapeno,
There's,
cranberry cream cheese.
there's a massaged cruciferous, like a slaw kind of thing, and then there's for the sauce that you can put on top for each bite is a jackfruit cranberry sauce.
Because, you know, every salad
Oh,
is
Oh, wow.
incomplete without that dressing, right?
Yeah, but that's just one of 34 in our wrap book. So
that's
yeah.
amazing.
And
The other thing.
Oh, sorry. No, I was going to ask, the white dressing that kind of reminds me of mayo that you have on a lot of those. Is that in the recipe or is that top secret?
Yeah, so they on some of these wraps, like for the everything bagel one, and some of the other ones as well, we have different cashew cheeses. So there's like the plain one.
Is there 4 or 5?
I think there's 4 or 5 different kinds of cheeses. So that's the white spread that you put on the base.
And what's so
Oh,
cool
okay.
about a cheese, and we try to teach
Mhm.
this, is like once you have the base dialed in, like
Mhm.
then it's just you're only limited by your own imagination of what kind of cheese you want to make, right? It's so amazing.
Different flavors. Like you
Yeah.
could make it like a ranch cream cheese with chives, onion, parsley.
Yeah.
And then tell them about the cheese when you
mustard.
coat the wrap. This is a really cool aspect to the
What
cheese.
about-
When you coat the wrap with the cheese, it like locks the wrap so the moisture from your
Mhm.
lettuce and other ingredients don't make the wrap soggy, because there's nothing worse than a soggy sandwich or a soggy wrap, right?
Yeah.
Nobody likes that. So that's where the cheese really does come in key, as opposed to like spreading like a real, you know, like a fat-free dressing. It's still going to be delicious. You know,
Yeah.
the salad dressing or the topping, that cheese,
Mhm.
oh, makes it so amazing. But of course, you know, it's cheese.
Yeah.
I love the apple in the
Oh,
comments.
that made my
So
day.
sweet. Yeah.
Isn't that?
That's
Oh, I love you. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
she
like,
donated the book to the local library. She
Oh,
won a
so
signed copy.
sweet,
so
Apple.
cool. It's giving me
That is
goosebumps.
amazing.
Oh, that
That's-
is awesome. Double high fives.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so good.
I love
So
that. I
good.
just wanted to ask you guys, I'm pretty sure you have like a holiday recipe book as well, just because I know, is that because people do need help at this time? You have one, Lissa?
Yes, we actually have 3. There's a holiday
I
menu
find
one. I know.
Okay.
I wanted to do a number 4 this year, but we just didn't have enough time. But holiday menu 1 has the Christmas quiche, which is a young coconut
So
quiche.
good.
And there's the date pie. I think the stuffing is in that one as well. Then there's holiday menu 2, which has the mushroom loaf. And each one has a salad, some sides, a main dish, and a dessert. So there's 3 volumes, and each one has different recipes. So each one has 8 recipes. Again, like salad, appetizer, sides, main, dessert.
It's amazing.
And each one is meant to feed 8-10 people or less with leftovers, right? You always have leftovers. But what it is we have timestamps. So you buy all the ingredients, like we have an ingredient list. So you buy all the ingredients, which will get you enough to make all 8 of the dishes for the feast. And then you just follow the timestamp. So it'll be like the night before at 8 p.m., do this. The day of, at 7 a.m., do this. At 8:15 a.m., do this. At 12 p.m., do this. So all you have to do is follow each step at the time that you should do it. And then by 6 o'clock, you will have all 8 dishes ready to go. And you just plate it all up.
That in itself is impressive, to have everything done ready to go at a certain time.
And
Yeah,
that
so we
timing
have
in
3
raw
of them.
vegan, it's I'm sorry to cut you off, Lisa. The timing and making in raw vegan is so important, right? So I
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
Yeah, she is absolute incredible woman. The stuff that goes on in this mind right here, in the brain, it's so amazing. And I used to hate stuffing. Oh, I could never handle stuff. I just
Oh.
never liked it, just like soggy bread. I don't know. My parents, like weren't chefs or cooks, so the stuffing was horrible. Other family members, I'm not really digging it. But it's so interesting. Like I could eat bowls of this stuffing. I mean, there's no bread, it's raw vegan stuffing, but it's so good. It's like one of my favorite parts of the holiday menus. And of course, it's only in the number 1, I think.
Yeah. We also have an ebook called Have a Winter Raw Food Romance. And Sky put the link up there. If anybody wants any of the ebooks, use code RAWFOOD40 and you'll get 40% off any of the ebooks. There is Have a Winter Raw Food Romance that I wrote like 10 years ago. And in there is the stuffing and the meatloaf and
the candied pecans.
The candied pecans. There's a couple different. There's an orange spinach salad dressing. Yeah. There's also apple crumble. Like there's a few other recipes in there too, which are really fun. But the holiday menus are really great because if you want to do like a full-on raw vegan feast,
I love it.
And you can even pick and choose. Like if you got all 3 of the holiday menus, you could be like, oh, okay, I want the salad from this one, and I want the stuffing from this one, and I'll make the quiche and something else, right? So it's kind of like you can pick and choose as well.
Quiche is insane.
Yeah,
I used to be someone who loved eggs. I just loved eggs. And to have the quiche is so nice because it does give me that feeling like it's a real egg made quiche, right? And it's because of the Kalinamak salt, the black salt, that sulfur salt.
And the texture. You could even add Irish moss to it.
It's so incredibly good. The quiches are definitely one of my favorites.
We'll have to make one.
We're going to make those when the boys are
You
here.
made yourselves hungry. So no one has excuses. Listen to all those different ways you can eat raw food at Christmas. And have
so many different things.
So many.
And have lots of fun. Okay, who wants to go next and share what they're doing for Christmas?
I'll go. We are going to be traveling home to where I'm from, Baltimore. So typically we just bring food, but my mom always asks if she can buy anything for us, and I usually just bring it along. But on Thanksgiving, she actually tried some vegan food, but not raw. So we're happy about that. We're getting closer, right? Awesome. But I'll probably just bring a bunch of stuff for my, meals, salads and things for us. And then, but we usually go exchange gifts and, we'll come in. I think we're gonna go Christmas Eve, so we can wake up there on Christmas this year. Usually we just go up on Christmas, and it's like a one-day type, thing, trying to rush and do everything at once. So I think we might do that. So that was sort of what we talked about at Thanksgiving, but depends on work and things. But it's always fun because it's really like festive there. And my sister is pregnant, so we're all excited about that. So it'll be a special Christmas, and
Oh.
my two little sisters will be there. My mom, my stepdad will probably be acting like Santa or something, so it's cool to be there because we live here, just the two of us. So it's always interesting when we get there and there's like all these conversations going on, and it's just like a whole different atmosphere and vibe there. So I love it. It's kind of nice to see everybody, and my mom, of course. So that's what we'll be doing, hanging out, and I'll probably have salad. I'm thinking about getting these books though. I'm like, I'm bringing Thanksgiving for you guys. I can have stuffing and everything made, right? But
that would be
I'll have to
cool.
follow it very closely. But I'm at least gonna try some of those this year so we can broaden our horizons.
So good.
It looks really
Yeah,
good.
the
I love
stuffing
it that you made a
too.
holiday book.
The stuffing, like even on the second or third day, even just like straight out of the fridge, just chomping cold. Sometimes I'll do that, like out of the Tupperware. Like, it is so good. I'm so excited for it.
Yes.
There's something nostalgic about that. So sometimes, and I see you guys sometimes when you make like Chinese food, you'll put it in a Chinese container. Is like sometimes when I put leftovers in a Chinese container to store in the fridge and I've pulled it out cold, I've been in the kitchen, I'm like, is this really different than getting the cold Thai food, that I used to? Like, it brings, and that's a huge thing for me. I'm such like a emotional type, like memory person with, like, I think we all are, right? And and that's why we do all these recipes, right? That you can relive like the eggs and stuff without involving animals. You can have that feeling and be like, I remember growing up eating quiche or eggs or whatever. And that to me is like even better than the actual taste of something that you get to relive.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's another reason why we like the wraps too, because when you wrap it in that deli paper, it's like you went to like a fast food place and you've got like this. Yeah. It's just sometimes it's tactile, right? And the memories and everything.
That crunchy, like the taco shells. When we made the taco shells, we were like, oh my gosh, this is a crunchy taco shell, and we haven't had a crunchy taco shell in like 10 years, and crunchy tacos are really good, I know, it's so interesting, the frame of reference and how we want to bring back these certain feelings that these certain foods have. And some will say, the trolls and the haters are always be out there, and we love them.
Why do you have to make it taste like that?
Why are you trying to make it look like this or taste like that? And it's like, well, because we didn't give it up because we didn't like it.
Right.
It's not like
but I'm kind of confused by that because they make their food taste like fruit and vegetables.
Right.
Like it's not like they pick up a pig and just eat it, right? They have to make it soft and like fruit or like a cooked vegetable or like even like a standard vegetable, right? Then flavor it with herbs, then add like a fruity sauce, and then they'll eat it. So I feel like we are actually like doing we're eating like closest to nature, and they're very confused. Like, I'm like, guys, if you want pig, you have to just go pick up pig and eat it. And no one's going to do that, right? But like if they have to make it fruit or herbs or
and it's all about the flavorings.
The flavoring,
the base of the food, whatever it is.
It's interesting because we all, as we have these lenses on that we look through now, as a vegan, ethically, and as someone who cares about our health, so we're eating plant foods exclusively, it's so interesting how backwards the world really is set up. Because what we do as someone who's a plant food enthusiast, raw or cooked, should be viewed just like basic, normal, but it's viewed as like so extreme. But what we see with the lens that we wear is that what's going on predominantly in the world, eating dead animals and, having heart surgery and on all kinds of medication, that's extreme.
Yes. These are all revelations I had when it's so obvious when your system is very clean, your lens is very clean, truth is, you can't not see truth. Like I feel if you eat raw food, it gives you these glasses, or it takes off the foggy glasses, and it's like seeing reality. And you're like, why are people eating lamb and cake? And the whole conversation, because I went out with like family friends, or I went out with people when I first got well and I was raw, the whole conversation revolved around problems that were stemming from the food they were eating. Like they're eating like food which is making them sick, and the whole conversation revolved around their struggles to get upstairs. They're out of breath, or they have a new neurologist's number. And I'm like, this is insane. I guess I habituated over time more, but it was just, it's like, that's another gift you get from eating raw foods, is you can see truth.
Sure. It's just really sad and heartbreaking that we're at a place, which of course stuff is shifting, but we're at a place where that's how we relate to one another now. What medications we're taking, what CPAP settings we have, at night, and, how we can't, we're getting older and it must be good to be young. But what's so fascinating is that it's not the people's fault. It's the systems that have been set up and in place for so long. And of course, it's all about the bottom dollar, making more money, making us addicted to the processed foods and these sorts of things. And it's a brilliant design to keep people numb and sick and addicted and hooked on medications right and left. But of course, this is where beautiful people like all of us sitting here, like we're throwing those little pebbles in the pond, making the ripples and the waves, just having these conversations, because it does help wake each other up. Like, maybe there is something else that I ought to be eating, but we have to relearn this. And that's hard. It's hard. It's tricky. I don't like saying hard. It's tricky to relearn how to shop, how to prepare food that's delicious, and how to disassociate in a sense, in a nice way, where we're not ostracizing ourselves and, isolating ourselves from family and friends because they don't eat the way we do. Because man, it's so interesting.
Right?
Yeah. It's like easier to change your religion. It's easier to change your religion than it is your diet in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's like so ingrained. And then there's that layer where your microbiome is so established. But also, when I think about the food and recipes, it's not necessarily grandma's spaghetti bolognese that ever tasted the best, right? It's the memory and the neural network connection that's set up so strong that when I taste something similar, it gives me more euphoria and dopamine and comfort than if I had the experience of even fast food, because that is what we're all living for. Food has connected us to so many memories. It's not really Pizza Hut pizza that was the best. I mean, it's just salt and fat, right? And now we're shifting across to have that same experience with raw foods, but it's the memory of it being summer holidays, running around all day in the sun. The afternoon we're all relaxed, and then you're starving and you get salty fat. And when people understand that you can completely experience that, but feel consistently amazing, in fact, over time evolve into feeling even more amazing, that's so good, right?
It's so beautifully stated what you just said right there. Exactly. It's the memories. And another thing that's fascinating is if you do pass the bagel shop or the Italian pasta place and you smell it, like what Lissa and I will do, because they say just the enjoyment of eating is 80 to 90% is the smell of food.
Yeah.
So you can pause for a moment, close your eyes.
We go like this. We're like, we just enjoy 80% of that.
And of course, there's always going to be the trolls and the haters, which we love them. But it's like, if you had to sit there and smell, why don't you just eat it? It's like we just enjoyed 80% by just standing here and just breathing in the fresh bread smell,
Yeah. We have a famous story here in Japan. This is not vegan, but it's like this poor guy, he just have rice to eat. So he'll sit next to this grilled fish place. So he just come with his rice bowl, and he just smells and he eats. And the smell, the scent is free, right? So he goes there every day.
Well, that olfactory center, the olfactory center, which creates is right at the front of the brain. It's like the first thing that's hit, and because it's right at the front and the scent goes in, it like literally lights up all those pathways. But it's also a choice, as you have, if you want to survive on this journey. This is what I did. I chose to smell these things and never say I can't have that. I would say, how do I make that experience? And that's how I do my recipes. I want some tomato and herbs. You know, I was never a huge meat eater anyway. It's not something I want. I want that experience. And the more I face life, and I try and say this as much as I can, with seeking out what I can gain from it to better myself, the more I get better at doing it, and the more joy and health. And I just do it naturally now. Like, even my brother-in-law won't even ask, don't you miss this? Don't you want this? He'll be like, how do you make spanner crab garlic? And I'm like, well, I get some mushrooms. I think I said artichokes, and I'd marinate that in garlic. Like, you become an expert at creating the experience.
Yeah,
exactly. I know. I love that about creating recipes so much. It's almost like, to me, it's like creating art, because I'm an artist. I do like a lot of painting, and I used to do painting and drawing, like molding clay, photography as well. So I'm very artistic. So when it comes to food, to me, it's like I've got a blank canvas and I can make these things. And like you said, making the experience so that people can enjoy the flavors of pizza without having the pizza. And it just brings back those memories and the joy, because we all have a frame of reference, right? We remember having that during a time, either celebration or comfort or with friends, or whatever it is. If we can bring back those flavors without bringing back all the other stuff, right, then we can still enjoy it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something that came to mind was I went to my sister's 40th. I think I'd been raw for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. And I never got, even if somebody says I'm making you food, I learned early on, nobody can get it right. You know what you like, right? And you want to stay raw. But I was like, right, there's a lot of dancing. Everyone's having a lot of cocktails, a lot of champagne, bag full of apples. There might have been some other fruit, bag full of apples. And there's me going all night, dancing on a table, eating an apple. I just kept my apple in my hand. Like, I replayed, because I knew my hand, and I knew at the start, especially when I went raw, coming away from alcoholism, I just kept like soda water, kombucha, can I have a juice, some tea, some lemon water, the more things and you just really, your brain has this memory of being out socializing with something in your hand. Put an apple and I'm charged up and I'm socializing. I'm like going. And then at about 10 o'clock, I said, I want to go home. And no one even remembers that I left. They're thinking I'm dancing on the table all night, because the alcohol, of course, for them is kicked in, and they don't really remember. So you think you're going to be like really different, but I feel like I'm different in a good way. No one could keep up with my dancing.
I love that.
I'm going to use that. That's such a great teaching tool right there.
It is.
Because we just want to hold something in our hand, you know, like I would do the same thing at parties, because I've never been a big drinker. So I would just hold an empty, a beer bottle. I'd drink a beer, and I'd have a beer bottle, but I'd fill it up the rest of the night with water. And people would be like, you still nursing that same beer? I'm like, no way, bro. This is like my 6th one, you know, but I'm drinking water the whole time.
Yeah, there was one time when I was with my ex, we would go out a lot with his friends, and they would always order a round of shots. And because I'm sober, don't drink any alcohol at all, I would ask the bartender, I'd be like, hey, could you give me a shot of straight lemon juice? Straight lemon juice. And they would bring the platter, and I would have a shot to shoot with everybody, and I would still get that pucker face. Like, you're like, oh, that's sour, right? You know, and it to the point that there was another girl who was there one time, got a shot as well, a lemon juice shot, because she wanted to try it. And I saw on Mel Robbins, she was interviewing this guy, and they were talking about sobriety, and he was saying, it's like, when you say no and you stand your ground in a social situation, you say no to animal products, you say no to alcohol, you say no to whatever, you are giving other people the permission to do the same. because they no
Yeah.
longer feel alone. They can do it as well. So it is good to stand your ground and, you know, stick to those choices, because you're influencing people in ways you might not even realize.
And that was a huge motivation for me as well. So I was in Bali and I love dance. Everyone knows I love dancing. And I actually was, because the raw foods got me well, I was able to take dance classes. And we went to Bali. I went to a day bar with my sister and brother. So there's beautiful beach beds and there's like music and there's beautiful levels of pools. And I was loving that. And I was getting coconut water. And then they brought out on the menu, because it's Bali, there was a shot of turmeric shot, ginger shot. There's a reel I made of this, spinach shot and coconut water shot. So filmed me having it. But the interesting thing was, after that, I danced nonstop for 2 hours, and younger girls would come in and start off by like dancing, but they couldn't keep up because they've been full of like fried food, and people are probably like, well, what's she on? I'm like, I'm on live and fresh food. I'm like dancing away. So like we get in our head that we are going to be boring, that we are not going to be fun, that it's not going to be fun at these places. But I reckon if I was with you guys and we're having shots of ginger and turmeric, laughing, having wraps and pizza, we would be so high vibe and having the best time. And it's just like a mind, we get trapped that this is it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's so fascinating how we as people are drawn towards alcohol, because the alcohol gives us like, it's like permission to really be ourselves and let go. And I feel like in a lot of ways we feel kind of stuck, and we're kind of like maybe a little, you know, social anxiety. Yeah. Self-conscious. So you have a couple drinks and it's like, oh, okay, I don't even care what people think now. But it is interesting. Like you say, when you go to raw foods, you already don't care what people think because you're a raw foodie. And you know, then of course
you feel
so
good.
yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
good. Okay, so Kiko, what are you doing for Christmas?
She's wrapping presents. I can see.
Actually, I was making a sauce for the salad. Has anyone gone? Maybe Cecilia can
Oh,
just.
Cecilia, you go. Oh, we can't hear you.
Okay, I just unmuted myself. So we're going to have a little thing here on the 23rd, and then we're going to travel to New York City on Christmas Eve. That's where I grew up and where most of my extended family is, in New York and New Jersey. And I'm just, yeah, it's fun. I get to visit a lot, and I'm just thinking here as I'm listening and about what can I make. And that was one of the reasons I got the bundle. Obviously, I want the recipes all year round, but I thought it'd be nice too for the holidays. So I'm trying to think of like, what can I make that it's a long drive and that would last probably even after the drive for another day. So I was first thinking I'm just going to sort of prep some ingredients and kind of get them ready so it's easy to kind of throw them together when I get there. But I'm also thinking, like, is there anything I can make? Maybe something that's more frozen would be easier for travel. So I'm easy. Like, I'll just look at recipes pretty close to the date. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to make yet, but it'll be fun. And I'm the only raw vegan in my whole family. So it'll just be, I mean, I'll try to get people, sometimes they'll try things, but they're usually not the most enthusiastic. So I'm not expecting anything big.
Good, more for you, right?
Yeah, more for you.
Yeah. And just like somebody's, I think it was you, Nate, said like, we don't care. None of us care, obviously, what people think, because because we're raw vegan, and I don't really care.
Yeah.
And year in and year out, they don't stop asking the same questions though, but you know, it's,
right.
you know.
I thought we saw a sweater. It was like, yes, I'm still vegan, right?
It
like
was one of those ugly Christmas sweaters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Because, you know, that's always going to be the topic. So are you still vegan? You know,
Yep. Yeah, and we grew up we all grew up vegetarian and largely vegan too. But all of my siblings one of them eats meat. My brother eats meat, but my two sisters are still vegetarian, but not vegan. And yeah, they just eat like a lot of cheese and all that kind of stuff. So it's amazing how different it is. You could look at someone who's vegan or vegetarian, and then someone who's going like whole foods, high raw or fully raw, and it's just like night and day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
it's like going from omnivore to vegan almost,
from
right?
omnivore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
or even just getting off of processed
Yeah,
food. Even.
that can
That
very
to me,
different.
I feel was the reason I could see not to eat meat.
Mm.
Like I feel like
Mhm.
the term being paleo for a year was really about just not having processed food. And by the end, because I'm having vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds, and a meat, I could see on my plate, I'm like, something doesn't add up. But when the chemicals are in, like my brain is in a like it really is. Like I feel it's what like that first step you'll see so much clearer.
Yeah.
And how many people like operate on that level right now every single day of their life and never will possibly never change, maybe because they don't get across the information, they don't meet people, but that's just their average baseline is feeling like just warmed over pig poo
Yes.
for, you know, day in, day out, right?
And you don't know it until you have experienced how good you can feel. You just never know. You'll never know. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But what's so fascinating there again is like so many psychological things that goes into changing how we view things. And there was this test that they did. They had people get on a subway. Say like it was all of us here in this group. We were all on this, you know, go on the subway. And the test is when the light goes off, there's a certain light they're going to, you know, go off. Everybody stands up. And then, so we all get on knowing, okay, cool. When that light goes on, we're all going to stand up. So we get on and here come 3 more people. They don't know about the study or the test. And all of us stand up when the light goes on. They look around like, well, I guess we've got to stand up. And pretty soon we each get off, you know, as the stops come.
And new people get on, right?
Yep. And so eventually there's not one person from the original study still back on the subway, but everybody still stands up when the light goes off. And then so what I'm saying is it's really tricky for people to get off of regular foods because they don't want to stand out. That's a lot of the test was like how we follow one another. We do what others are doing. We don't question. We're not like, why are they standing up when that light goes? They don't maybe even notice the light goes off, but they're like, oh, everybody's standing up. I guess we need to stand up too. And so that's why we, as raw foodies and vegans, we're crazy because we do things that are a little different.
Yeah, the whole system's built on the fact that a fundamental thing about humans is monkey see, monkey do, is we don't feel whole unless we do what people do around us. Like the monkey mimics what's around the environment. I was actually going to say that before when we were talking about eating like a raw food diet, and it's the hardest part of the food's beautiful. It's about that you have to stand on your own 2 feet and say, I am different.
That's the hardest part. I've had multiple homies I grew up with that are like, Nate, I will never go vegan because my friends mean more to me than what I eat, right? And I'm like, you know, it's understandable. I get it. You know, we understand, especially after the turn of events just a few years back, that human connection is a nutrient. So some value that circle of friends and the camaraderie more so than their own health. Or of course, the idea that, you know, the health, the well-being of animals, most people aren't going to make that connection. I feel like, you know, in our lifetime, I mean, it's definitely shifting.
You know, it's interesting. On that note, we were shopping for Christmas this morning, and you know, while I'm walking through the stores, I got some messages on YouTube, and this person was saying something like, you know, you should try eating animal products. Like, how do you know it was the animal products? Blah blah blah. And I was like, there is no way ever that I'm ever going to even try.
We've already done that.
Yeah. And then they said something that really stood out was like, what do you have to lose by trying? And I'm like, I don't have anything to lose. Who loses is the animal. Right? They lose their life.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to do that, you know, not
knowing we don't need to. It's not something that is, you know, we're going to die this winter because we're not going to eat the buffalo that the tribe caught. It's just, it's an unnecessary thing. But it's so amazing, though, how a lot of people won't even try it because they don't want to be different. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to cause a fuss. It's really tricky. Like I grew up in a redneck rural town and, you know, I had people like hating on me. It's like, bro, I'm not doing anything to you. I'm just eating a bell pepper. You're like, eat your venison. It's all good, man. Like, you know, but there again, you know, it's interesting when we think about everything being energy, like Nikola Tesla said, you know, if we want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. and what kind of vibration we're putting into ourselves on a daily basis. And if we're
Yes.
killing things, I used to hunt. I used to shoot and kill and cut open animals and drag them out of the forest. I totally get the mindset, but I was at a point where I was like, you know what? This is not the energy that I want to be putting into myself, nor be around. And so that's really like, not to be like blowing my own horn or whatever, but that's a really courageous thing to do. It's really, it takes a lot of bravery to step out of the crab barrel, right? Because, you know, the saying of the crab barrel, you start crawling out, everybody's grabbing you and trying to pull you back down into the barrel. But when your conviction is strong, going, I just really don't want to vote for this. And then of course going raw, you just feel so good. You're just like, man, if people could just feel this, like if they could slip into our body for one day, how would they shift, right? It's so fascinating.
It is.
Nate, I
Well,
toot my own horn all the time. Like I feel like I am my biggest cheerleader. I am like, girl, what you've overcome, what you've done. The fact that you sit in a restaurant with all your past and you say, I will not eat anything on that menu, and you still smile, is like, you're a legend. Because I think the more you do it, like it's like there's another aversion to saying these things about us, right? And when you are eating a low vibe diet, it's coming from more of a narcissistic view. You are very like more hair trigger, you're very sensitive, your perception's different. But like this is not that, it's not even that I think I'm better than people. Everyone has their own journey. I'm just concerned that I'm a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You are a legend.
Yeah, you are
Like, I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I was
I love
thinking,
that.
like, did you ever watch a movie that you watched like before you were vegan? And like, I can't think of one offhand, but we've seen a couple of them now that the holidays are coming up, and someone will mention something little about vegan, or, you know, and usually in movies they put it in a derogatory way, like, oh, you're vegan or something, you know, but it's like it's so weird to think of my perception now, and like anything that happens in a movie like that I didn't even think about then, but now my lens with the world is so different. All of a sudden I'm worried about the animal that was harmed for that dinner rather than the story right for a second. You know, you just go out of that. Or if someone says, I was like, oh, she said she was vegan, I didn't even notice that the first time I watched this, because it's like it stands out to you. And it's so wild to like just think about your life, because I grew up similar in an area like that, like, you know, and it was like 42 years of my life, my perception was one thing, and then like basically almost right away, and it's gotten stronger, it just changed. Like, you just got to remember how people are seeing the world, and like we're all just, you know, trying to put our stories out, and our like how we perceive the world is so important, because maybe they can get a piece of that perception and it can change something, you know, in their mind. But I just always found that interesting, because I'm always like, I don't know how I did this, I don't know how I did that, but somehow watching that movie the other night was like, well, when I saw that I didn't even think about it, you know. It was like my brain was different.
I'm just going to have to speed things up a little bit. I will have to end this party like just right on 11. So, Kiko, are you ready to share what you're doing for Christmas?
Yes. So my husband and I, well, because we're living here in Japan and my parents both passed away, we haven't planned anything special, but I have my cafe on December 24th, and I've got some reservation, and it's been amazing that people are reserving, and they're coming from far, you know, like taking 3-4 hours to get to my cafe. So
That's cool.
so I will be preparing some special meals, and I just finished preparing the sauce.
Oh, let me bring you up.
Oh, I don't know, just the sauce. So this is tahini sauce.
So pretty.
Yeah, but I'm gonna I think it looks better without the sauce. So I'm just gonna drizzle the sauce over. The sauce is just tahini, no, not tahini, I'm sorry. Hemp seed, lemon juice, dates, some herb de Provence, herb mix, and amino, like soy sauce, garlic, of course. And yeah, I'm
I
gonna
want it.
drizzle
I'll order that one.
Thank you.
I love that.
Yes, I'm really.
Amazing.
So I will probably make something like this for people who made a reservation in December. So
Oh,
I
I
can't wait
love
to go.
it.
I can't wait to go to her place,
I
man.
know.
Jeez.
yay. Okay, so I was just going to bring this up. So let me just see if I can. So there's on my website, there's 200 free recipes. These are the recipes a lot of the time that I did when I first went raw. Now with can I find this page? Okay, this one here, I usually do you have to remember in Australia, it is hot. Like so hot that a lot of the time, sadly, there's bushfires going on. As a child, we really didn't want to eat because we just wanted to swim. That's what we did. We swam, might have had a little bit of salad, a chocolate. That was our thing. But as I grew up, I guess salads were a thing. So I was like, well, what do I do? And I made this recipe. It doesn't have nuts or seeds. It's very simple. And I call it like a rosemary stuffing salad topper. So you just make the stuffing and you just put it through a salad. And that to me is like enough on Christmas Day. And I make that most years. But in truth, sometimes I just bring a case of mangoes and just eat the mangoes, because I find when I do that for like at lunchtime, which is really hot, I end up over at the ocean pool with my nieces jumping off the wharf and like being like a kid. And then you see everybody doing course after course after course with alcohol and desserts,
Right.
and they don't move.
And they're laying down. Yep. They're like, I gotta sleep, and you're over there swimming.
Yes.
I want to be with you, and I'm like a water person too.
Yeah, it's actually really funny because my sister will be like, Indy, Addie, Sky. Like she Holly's my sister. It's like, let's come back. So you get to relive your youth.
I know. I was hanging out with. I was like juggling for the kids last time at Thanksgiving. I'm like hanging out. I'm like, I feel like that energetic, like vibe. Like it's so nice to be around.
Well, there's that saying like, if we could only bottle up their energy, we'd be billionaires. And it's like, but it's available for you, right?
Yeah.
Just eat more raw food.
Yeah.
Eat more plant food.
It's very healing for someone like me who's missed a lot of my life. And then as I got well, my nieces got old, like they lived their childhood, and I went to a lot of movies. I went to fun parks, and I'd like hang out with them, and having that energy of the raw foods, that was a huge like healing part. So it's just magical, right?
Magical.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask before we go, what are we doing for the next party? What's going to be the theme? We always come together. We always decide the theme.
Oh, is it New Year's?
It's New Year's Eve?
No, January.
Oh, January.
No,
It'll be the New Year.
I won't do that for you guys. You can have your New Year's Eve.
It'll be sometime second week January or so, right?
Yeah. We'll get calendar girl over there, Kiko.
That's my birthday, the second week of January.
Oh, happy birthday,
cool.
Lissa.
Thank
Lissa,
you.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, I just had my
Thank
birthday
you.
too.
Happy birthday.
When's your birthday?
Birthday.
When's your birthday?
January
January?
15th.
That's cool.
Like
That's
Martin
my
Luther
oldest.
King.
Jonas.
Okay, that's my oldest son's birthday.
No
15th,
way!
yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
Wow.
A Capricorn.
25.
Yeah, he'll be 25 this year.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
I'm going to be 25 too. I wish. No, I'm just kidding.
Yay!
I'll be 49 this year.
Maybe we bring a dish from our youth. Like
Oh, that's a
talking
good
about
idea. I like that.
Yeah, that's
a great
fun.
idea.
Yeah, like we're talking
Yeah.
about nostalgia and like the memory. There'll be something each of
Yeah.
us like. Is that good?
Mm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that.
let's do
That's
that.
Just
fun.
type that in the group because
Let's
I
do it.
always like forget. So I'm just going to type that across in the group right now.
There we go.
Okay. I like that idea.
Yeah,
Oh, man, which
I've
one
got
do I
a
wanna
couple things
pick
I'm
now?
thinking.
I can't believe.
Oh
So
yeah.
definitely did
I
not
think-
eat salad as a child, so I'm gonna have to come up with something better than than my normal diet.
Yeah.
Raw diet.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All
Right.
right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
all
Thank
of
you.
I love all you guys too. This was
Thanks,
great.
guys.
Thank you, everybody.
And
Happy
yes, thank you
holidays.
everyone in the
Holidays.
comments.
Holidays.
Happy
Holidays.
holidays. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
birthday to your son too. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Love you
Bye.
guys. Thank you.